Well, I'm excited to be here today. I was here a couple of years ago, and we brought this book bending machine, so excited to be here again with you guys. And we got a book this morning, if you guys would like to read that. We have Prunella. Has anyone read this book before? Okay, we got a few. Prunella was born... Oh, we got it on the screen. We're high tech here. Prunella was born with a purple thumb, which was quite a shock to her parents. They both had green thumbs and were master gardeners. They weren't quite sure what a purple thumb meant, but they were sure that Prunella would love plants. And she did. She loved cactuses and Venus flytraps and bat flowers. Instead of daisies, Prunella picked up decomposing branches, and instead of ferns, she grew fungi. It's a little weird, huh? I'm beginning to understand the purple thumb, her father said, steering clear of Prunella's poison ivy patch. It's fascinating. Her mother agreed, studying Prunella's cobra lily. They didn't always understand Prunella's choices, but they completely understood her passion, and they fueled it. Prunella's garden's a little different, huh? Strange and curious things soon filled Prunella's garden. Things like bladderworts, porcupine tomatoes, and corpse flowers, which made the neighborhood kids not only nervous, but nauseated. Prunella's garden pinched and poked and reeked. Ouch! Plants can't protect themselves without thorns. Ouch! Flowers can't bloom without bees. Yuck! Plants can be carnivores too. But nothing she said made a difference, and nothing she did made her a friend. So instead, Prunella befriended the bugs and the bees and her beautiful plants and pretended the sting didn't hurt. She whispered secrets to her elephant ears and read stories to her teddy bear Kala. And on her birthday, discovered that spiders made wonderful, if not very colorful, confetti. You guys like spiders? As Prunella's plants grew, so did she. And as she grew, she became more particular, more peculiar, and more persnickety. But the best word to describe Prunella was prickly. You might be prickly too if your best friend was a cactus. Prunella's parents were a little concerned, but they had given her strong roots and knew she would blossom as soon as she was ready. Prunella was so busy weeding and pruning that she barely noticed her aloneness until a small boy peeked through the cactuses. Is that a pitcher plant? Shoo. And a voodoo lily? Shoo. Your skunk cabbage smells terrible. Thanks, shoo. But then he said, my Venus flytrap is sick. Prunella looked to her beloved Venus flytrap. Not eating, she asked. Not even a gnat. Bring it over, she sighed. Don't water it too much, she advised, adding some moss. Can I see your garden? Prunella examined the boy closely. He reminded her of a weed, popping up exactly where she didn't want him. Prunella tried to say no, but instead she said, ouch, which sounded a lot like yes. So Prunella showed the boy her witch's butter and bleeding tooth fungus. Sure, this would repel him, but it didn't, not even a smidgen. Can I bring my sister? She wants to be a mycologist. My, said Prunella, reconsidering this boy-shaped weed. She wants to study fungi? Yep, and I'm going to be a botanist. Prunella couldn't help but be impressed and the tiny bit curious. She had never met anyone who liked what she liked, and it planted a seed, a tiny, hopeful, friend-shaped seed. So the budding botanist and the pig-tailed mycologist visited Prunella's garden. They brought her a warded puffball, asked her questions, made her laugh. "Can we come back?" they asked. Prunella once again tried to say no, but instead said, "Youch," which could only be interpreted as a yes. So Oliver and Clem came back, and they brought a whole bouquet of botanists with them. And one very curious entomologist who said, "Your insects are sublime." Prunella couldn't stop the smile that bloomed on her face, and her parents couldn't stop smiling either. Slowly, with care and curiosity and the occasional cupcake, these small scientists wormed their way into Prunella's garden, into her greenhouse, and into her heart. And that tiny seed inside her sprouted and stretched and soared. "Can we plant this?" Oliver asked, showing her a hairy root. "Only if it has thorns," which it did. Prunella hoped that it would grow into a scarlet firethorn, but it didn't. "Blackberries?" Prunella asked, holding one up. Her new friends were holding up something too. It was their thumbs, and each was stained a deep and lovely purple, just like Prunella's. And that's Prunella. She made a friend through her very unique garden. So what did you guys think? Did you like the book? Yeah.